slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no
Lasher's been born. Something is very wrong. Lasher's out there hunting Mayfair women. I'm gonna take care of it.
So much you don't know.
I'm muted. What's up, everybody? What is up? Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to talk about these Mayfair witches. I don't know if you guys are watching the show. If you're not, of course, this is part of Anne Rice's, her little universe that she has created. And this is the Mayfair Witches. Season 1, of course, you can catch on Netflix. You can also catch it on AMC. But y'all, we got to get into it. And y'all know I don't do this by myself. So I'm going to bring up the girls, and then we're going to get into it. And we definitely got some guests coming on today as well. But technically, they kind of new to my channel, but they are not guests to the collective in general. So we're going to bring everybody up. Go ahead and bring Tyra up and see how she's feeling. Hey, boo.
Hello. How are you doing?
Girl. Whew. Got these Mayfair witches.
Ready to roast Rowan. That's all I'm here for. I'm just here to roast Rowan because, girl, that's all. What else is there to talk about?
Okay, because Rowan was doing a lot, but we're going to get into it, though. And y'all already know that our girl Ashley comes through with the sweet perspective. Hey.
Y'all, we are not starting the year off great, okay? Because I'm supposed to have a sweet perspective. I don't want to be a Sour Patch Baby. I want to be sweet, but this has made it impossible. This has made it impossible. I said we must just be. I don't know. I can't. Disclaimer ahead of time. If y'all love this show, if you love it down bad, put your feelings and your emotions in a purse and close the purse and put the purse up on the shelf, because I'm gonna hurt your feelings and I'll probably make you mad because I don't have too much good to say. I'm setting it right there, y'all.
Listen, I'm not even mad at that.
How long we here for? 8 episodes? 10 episodes?
Yep. 8, I think.
Yeah. Be thou prepared.
Okay, be thou prepared. So y'all already know what it is. Okay, y'all heard it first. And of course, we gotta bring up Quana first. Hey, Quana, how are you?
I'm good. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
So, any strong feelings before we go ahead and bring out our next guest? How you feeling?
Rowan is trash, but she's dumb trash at that. So I just don't even know what to say. I'm ready for it though, you know.
Okay, that's what's up. And last but certainly not least, we got C in the building. Hey.
Hello. I'm very excited to be here. I'm definitely here for the Mayfair Witches slander. I'm also here to rightfully roast Lasher because I got a lot of things to say about him.
Listen, and indeed, we got to go ahead and get started with the first thing up is the vibe check. I'm kind of already feeling y'all vibes of what it is, but I want y'all to really just go in a little bit deeper, really about the episode and just in general the series, because we all are really first time watchers of the show because we literally all binge watched the show, and this is kind of our first time getting into this particular portion of the universe, especially coming off of a high from Interview with the Vampire. We kind of go into this. I'm going to go ahead and start it out. I did not watch it the first go around because I couldn't get into it. I tried and I just couldn't do it. So then I retried it again. I just thought, well, maybe it was coming off of that Interview with the Vampire thing. It's just too, it's just too much because it was such a high, So, and then I'm a book person. So I was like, maybe if I go get the book and maybe let's start there and then spin the block. But then I didn't get a chance to read the book. So I just went back into it. And maybe last 3 episodes of the first season, I probably got a little bit invested, a little bit, but not like. I'm just like, okay, maybe I can go into the second season with a very good positive vibe. That's where I was at, Tyra. That's where I was at. I was like, I'm gonna get there. So, Tyra, vibe check.
Girl, this is a terrible show. Like, the audacity to put this in the same universe as my precious vampires over there. Anybody who's been here, especially y'all that was rocking with us for Interview with the Vampire, you know how much we love the show, how much we praise the show. So if you connect that as a universe and you mention any Anne Rice property, I don't care what they would have threw at the wall. I don't know how or what got disconnected to why we didn't bring over the same writers or why there is such an unseriousness to this show. It is just unfathomable. Like I'm never gonna be not here for an unlikable protagonist, lead character. Like I love that. Like those are some of the makings of people who you really love to hate. Our lead here, you know how I am about acting. It's coming along, acting from her. The writing of the show is just so questionable. It's just so bad. When it feels like it doesn't have to be. There are bare bones here for this to be the makings of a really good show. There will never be a generation of us who are not going to go up for some witches, some Salem trial type of aesthetics. We love those things. It's just, there's just a disconnect here on all fronts to where I can't think of one thing at this moment. I'm like, you know what? I love that about this show. I don't know what it is yet, but hopefully through the second season, I'll find it. Because after watching the first season twice, I still don't know.
Twice.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
Yeah, I went in there with you too, Tyra. Then I went to the reviews. I was like, let me go to the YouTube and just look at the reviews and maybe that's going to help me out. But then I was like, I had to try to find a connection. It was hard though. Ashley, vibe check.
There is none. There is no vibe. Because first and foremost, we have learned and know Anne Rice, right? Like I know Anne Rice from Interview with the Vampire. I know her for them Feast of All Saints. I know Anne Rice knows how to knit a yarn. You know what I'm saying? I know she knows how to put a story together. And when I sat up and watched season 1, I said Anne Rice couldn't have been a part of this. She did not put her stamp of approval on this. This is not her vision. Because first and foremost, Lasher is an Ugg mug. I don't know where they dug him up. I don't know where no disrespect to this actor. I apologize. I gave disclaimers in the beginning, but there is no way the whole genealogy, my whole bloodline is going to be bound to your familiar spirit tale. And you're looking how you're looking and acting how you're acting because you're not charming. You're not cute. You look dusty. You look dirty. You smell like the swamp in the woods, Lasher. And I'm disgusted by it. Rowan is the dumbest neurosurgeon I've ever seen in my life. I said, is this a juxtaposition? I'm like, she's okay. One of the hardest professions in the world to not only graduate, but to do your residency, to do all that. You know, you literally do brain surgery and you're just as dumb as a box of rocks because how are we here, Rowan? And then you have Sip over here being fine as he wanna be and as useless as tits on a bull. I'm over it. Okay. I'm going to roast them the entire season because that's what I get from it. And don't get me started on baby Lasher pulling out them teeth. We're going to get to it. because I'm throwing him in the fireplace. I'm done. It's over, and I'm moving back to San Francisco. If I'm wrong.
You ain't supposed to come in that hot. What
Well, Quana, I don't know where you go from here, but vibe check.
I think I know what happened.
Okay.
What happened?
I think what happened was they tried to be so daggone secretive about what was happening in this world in the first 2 episodes. Because that's why it took me so long to get into it. Because I was like, what the hell? What is happening here? Like, does the girl have power? Does she not have power? What is happening? That first episode, even the mama, you would think she didn't know what her power was. And then we come to find out this is a lineage. So that just bothered me so much because I think, kind of like what Tyra was saying, the writing is so strong with Interview with the Vampire. And I think it was because they were trying to do some kind of got you or kind of keep things secretive instead of showing us, at least from the New Orleans stuff, that this family who has had powers for centuries know what they're doing. So then when Rowan comes in, she's dumb. Bless her heart. She's dumb, doing dumb stuff. But at least if somebody, at least in those flashbacks, if it looked like somebody knew what was going on, it would make sense to us. Mm-hmm. So it just bothered me so much trying to get through the first season because I was like, what is happening here? And I think, the quality from Interview was so good. And I think also New Orleans doesn't feel like a real place to me in this yet. And you can feel New Orleans, you could feel Paris in Interview with the Vampire. It was an entity. So I'm like, where is the color? Where is the life? They tried to sprinkle stuff in there, but it didn't feel like it was organic to the family that's lived there. But we're going to see. We're going to see what this season, maybe, this season gets a little bit stronger,
See?
Oh, but not too much on little wizard Jack Huston and Angelica Houston's nephew. Not too much on him.
Who is that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
I blame
Angelica Houston. Morticia is a doll.
They should have leaned into that with his look. They should have leaned into that because I feel like that's what they were trying to capitalize off of the fact that, he's a Nepo baby. They should have made him look like more gothic.
Angelica. I love me some Angelica. Angelica has a certain look, a Meryl Streep of her time.
She's very regal.
She has a strong face.
You said she played Morticia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but he don't give none of that. I don't care what they could have put on that man. It's not even so much. It's not like he looks just absolutely atrocious. It's for the caliber of how sensual and alluring he's supposed to be. You're just expecting it to just give.
And Morticia, she drips.
Yeah.
Angelica drips sex. Even when she was in Witches.
You just don't see. It's just like at the snap of a finger, these witches are just. He has to be alluring and convincing to get them to fall in line, to want to be bound to him. And it just doesn't give that. He just shows up and you're like, ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
You are completely right. I don't know why. I think they were just going off a Nepo baby and they didn't get somebody who could really, it needed to make you feel like Aaron Pierre, Mufasa kind of.
Hey. Okay. You know what? Knowing that that's her, he's related to her makes sense because there was a scene in this episode when he was by the crib. It was earlier in the episode. And something about him was given a little like Gomez Adams. I said I could see him as a Gomez Adams, but I can't see him as like the lead sexy man of any series, any show, any like movie. This is my first time watching the series, as it seems to be throughout the panel here. Mm-hmm. And I never read the books. Something about the Mayfair Witches just didn't draw me in the way the vampire books, her vampire books did. And yeah, it definitely feels like it's like the USA Network version of what we were getting elsewhere. It's like, it's hard to believe that this is in the same universe as, Interview with a Vampire. It's like we are completely, the quality has just dropped to the point that it's so bad that it's good. It's like one of those, you're like, you have to watch it because it's like, what the hell am I watching? Right. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts. It was so bad that I'm in it because it's so bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to Dane. He's already coming through with a $2 super chat. So no good schmeck scenes. Tyra loves a good schmeck scene.
I do. And ain't nothing. Ain't nothing. Oh, we got some dry humps last season from Rowan. It was very it didn't give. Nothing has yet to give what I would love it to give. So no, there's no good sex. You know, I let some pass for some good smacks. No strokes were given in the making of this video.
Rowan love a good cowgirl too. She always on top.
Yeah, she is. That's for sure. Well, it's good to know that everybody's kind of pretty much in the same boat with this one, y'all. I'm gonna have to put these up at the top somewhere because I need this to move. But anyway, y'all, I wanted to kind of travel back a little bit and go back to season 1 because I wanted to kind of bring that in as we move into this episode. Cortland, I want to start there. Cortland, we at the very end, we learned that what he did to Deidre. I wanted to know, Tyra, were you surprised by this at all? Like when we found out the revelation of the uncle and what happened?
I was going to say, Cortland's the uncle, and please, this, and that's another thing. It's really hard. Everybody's kind of run of the mill and a little forgettable to where their names don't always stick. So I was like, who is Cortland? Oh, the uncle. The uncle. I was not. That's another thing with the show. I don't want to roast the show that hard, but then again, I do. The unsubtleties, when you open episode 1 with him seething and slithering around like the snake he's kissing in the mouth, I want to be shocked. I want to be surprised at somebody's motives. From the moment of episode 1, you never trust the uncle. So him being underhanded enough to do something like that was absolutely no surprise. Okay. Now, did I know it was him prior to that? No, but I wasn't surprised. No.
Gotcha. Okay. Ash, so Carlotta, I want to kind of travel back to her for a second because she came off as the op in the first season, of course, right? But
did she though?
Well, that's how they presented her initially. But I just want to know from you, do you think that she was justified in her actions, the way she tried to protect her family from Lasher, as we find out more about Lasher and, his demon ways?
Baby, at the end of the day, Carlotta wasn't wrong, Queen, because she knew that these dizzy dames were going to fall into Lasher's trap every single time. Now we got him damn manifested in the flesh. I'm not mad at Carlotta. I wish Carlotta would have been better at her attempts to throw people off balconies. I could have done without Rowan. I mean, of course, she's awful. She's supposed to be a villain, but she's not the worst of the worst. At the end of the day, she knew what Lasher was capable of, what had happened to all of the predecessors who had bound to Lasher. So she was misguided, but Carlotta wasn't worst. Carlotta wasn't worst.
I agree. When it was all over with, I was like, I should have listened to Carlotta. Y'all didn't listen. Quana, Rowan. I want to jump into Rowan. She chooses Lasher when it's all said and done, and the power in the end. Do you think this was a mistake? And kind of tell me, why you think yay or nay? Do you think it was a mistake or
mistake the devil? She dealing with the devil. And then I mean, once we get into this episode, it's just made all the more clear to me in this episode. It made my skin crawl. Lasher makes my skin crawl at every turn. There's nothing that this man does in this show that is just not disgusting. And Rowan she jumped so fast into getting involved with him before she even has a full understanding. Hell, she don't even know who half the family is yet. And she's still meeting people. She don't even know who everybody is. So it just proves that she is acting from a place, I'm going to say maybe of grief, but I almost want to say she is power hungry herself. I think when we saw episode 1, she wants to be the person to fix everything. She wants to make everything perfect. And at this point now, she's willing to do it at whatever cost. And it's going to backfire. I think she thinks that she can somehow be more powerful than this ancient being. and she's being so short-sighted because she just does not have, she's still dependent on everyone else for information, and she thinks she's gonna one up him.
And it's crazy.
And we see in this episode she can't control him
at all.
Did she try?
That's what I'm saying. I said, did she even try? This one right here. I mean, I know we weren't all that excited about this season or whatnot, but I do want to kind of find some moments that we were a little bit intrigued about. See, I'm starting with you. What part in season 1 were you intrigued the most about, or were you shocked the most about?
Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay, a positive thing that I was most shocked and intrigued about. Let me think. Okay, so I was shocked and intrigued about Rowan's power set. Like, I was a little confused as to what it was. It seemed like it was like a death thing, and then it turns out later that she has a healing thing too as well now. So that was a little intriguing. I'm like, you don't really see that in many witches kind of stories on like movies and TV series. You usually see, like, if they have telepathy or they can move stuff with their mind, but you rarely see that they have a power of, like, I can go inside your mind and kill you. That's something different. What shocked me the most about season 1 was her complete 180 when it comes to raising Lasher in that last episode. Because when she first gave birth to him, she saw him morphing and like changing shape. She was like, "Get this demon baby off of me!" Yeah. And then by the end of the episode, literally like 10 minutes later, she's ready to go to war off of this little demon spawn, and I didn't understand like the instant shift that was there. So that was shocking, and also Cyprien kind of claiming as his baby, knowing damn well that ain't his damn.
Okay, that part, I hurt for Cyprien in that moment. I said, "Sip,
right." Embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Tyra, what was your most intriguing moment, if you have one, or maybe just one that maybe shocked you?
Child, in the words of C, whose goddamn white baby is that? Whose baby was that? I was really hoping, and maybe it was my heart's desire, to get rid of this form of Lasher. I thought her dilemma would be raising this baby who is probably the epitome of evil. It's a spawn of Satan because it is Lasher, but it's in the form of a baby between her and Sip. And it's just like, I just can't. This is, not my son, but it is my son. Look at him. He has, Cyprien's, nose. And no, it was still little, whose goddamn white baby is that?
Yes.
I was like, so there is no real dilemma. It's going to grow and look and manifest just like Lasher. And you're going to pretend and act like you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, I was just hoping that would be her in between going into the next season, and we would get a different form of Lasher. But just a little biracial, little biracial Lasher. So still Lasher. No, we getting the same old Lasher.
Yep, same old Lasher. Ash, intriguing or maybe even shocked moment.
Well, I mean, find out that Cortland was a daddy, honey. Well, he was the daddy uncle.
Yeah,
that was a shock to me. And honestly, you guys, Cortland is one of my favorite characters. I like him and I like the black auntie. Them are the two that I actually think do a little something. I am intrigued by Mona. We haven't met her yet, though. But anyway, definitely that part. And then I was really intrigued about getting more information and insight on the Talamasca. I really thought Cyprien had some other power. I was like, oh, he got some psychic capabilities. He can time travel. Like, I wanted to lean into his gifts more, not you just being a simp. The way he just went out so bad pissed me off, but I was initially really intrigued about his set of skills, his abilities. I wanted him to lean into that, and I wanted to see that explored more as far as the Talamasca, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't yet, but maybe they will this season.
Yeah, agreed. I want to see more of the Talamasca. I know they have that series coming out. I'm hoping that it definitely is something different and something that we can really gravitate to and really get into. Quana, any intriguing moments or shocking moments from season 1, that intrigued you the most, or the thing that you were most shocked about?
Because so much of the show is tame, I want to say the first moment that I just really felt intrigued was with Deirdre's death, because then I thought, okay, we're going to get something, because that was kind of shocking how it happened. and everything else was so tame. You know, you got Rowan, you know, cowgirl style with her tank top on, you know, and Interview is not afraid to go there. You were seeing Sam and Jacob with slapping them cheeks, you know, boom, boom, boom. They, you know, so I thought, oh, okay, this is just going to go a little bit deeper into it. So I would say that was what initially got me, was the second episode. I was like, okay, maybe we're going to do a little something. They let me down very quickly after that, but but that was, I think, the promise of. I think there is some good stock somewhere in here that they could do something with, and because this is connected to the Interview with the Vampire world, I would like to see them more clearly define the power sets that these people have. I think we're starting to get it a little bit, but it just feels like they decided to do that very last minute.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, well, good. Okay, so that was kind of, just wanted to kind of gauge everybody's, a little bit of backstory. So we know that this whole prophecy thing, the prophecy in the Mayfair Witches, is that the 13th Mayfair witch in the family line is supposed to serve as a gateway, some kind of supernatural entity, and they're supposed to, supposedly, allegedly, they're supposed to birth this child into the world. Supposedly this is supposed to be Rowan, right? And that's kind of where we leave off, is with this whole prophecy moving into season 2, episode 1, which is entitled Lasher, of course. And man, we got the demon growth. Lasher is something else. Let's just say the least. Like, Lasher's growth, as he was just going, like, morphing into from this to this to this. When that baby fooled around and said Rowan, when she went into that thing, I said, wait a minute. Now, goodness well, that nothing good can come from this baby who just said your name. I know it sounded innocent, but I know that there's nothing good that can come from this. But it felt like Rowan really thought that there was going to be something positive out of this. Like, I felt like she was living in this unrealistic world. I don't know. What were your thoughts, Tyra, as you kind of was seeing this child change from stage to stage to stage, and we see him morph into what he finally morphs into?
Girl, that Rowan's an idiot, and now more people have to die because of your, like, why? Like, I didn't expect Lasher to grow this fast. I thought, him coming out into the world, okay, we just need her to birth this baby right now before the season closes. This process of 6 days, this episode, I was like, what? Are you crazy? The way that Rowan is sitting here with this baby is as if she went through them 9 months, child.
Yes.
She went through whole labor, I thought we were building up the plex, because even though it's Lasher, I've been your mom for you, even if it was quick growth, like, I don't know, 3 years and 3 days is just totally different. I'm trying to think of that movie. I can't remember what it's called. It's a horror movie where they have a kid, and it's growing rapidly, but it's nothing like this. And of course, it's demonic. But this gaze of, I'm going through this process just because I want to know what Rowan wants. Like, girl, it's the Pinky and the Brain, girl. It's world domination. This is the Omen. This is the 666 to take over the world, Pinky. They always want the same thing. Like, why are we sitting here? We need him to vocally say what he wants. And then you have this strong lineage of women, and you are trusting, giving it all up to these women, and it's like centuries over. Nobody asked, hey, Rowan, what's your plan? What do you want? Nobody cared. We are just trusting in Roman that he's going to do. These witches lost me when she didn't want the Lasher, the gift anymore. I thought her regurgitating or whatever, like, I'm unleashing Lasher, meant he was no longer connected to the family. No, he's just always going to choose someone else. I was like, so what was that? And that dilemma where you have some of the witches, they kind of want no parts of it, and then some of them, they kind of kiss the ground that Lasher walks on, and they'll welcome him. Like, I just don't know the end game, and I don't see Lasher, which they should have seen with the young lady, the cousin that wasn't protected and died last season. Yeah, I don't think he wants from you or for you what you think he does. Even if he's been attached, maybe it just took this, till we got this 13th wish to get exactly what he wanted from you. What about him says, I'm gonna, give you guys a power beyond relief, and it's just gonna no. This isn't that. This is very self-serving. But the fact that he was allowed to age this rapidly, he's being a little indecent. I think it's like 6. He's smelling her and smiling, and I was like, ew, ew. Ew, the disgust, him pulling out the teeth, and it's just evil. And she's, I need you to say thank you. Like, girl, Rowan, please. Go to hell, Rowan. Go to hell. The fact that under her watch and how careless she was for this entity that's in her home, that he was able to go out this episode and harm another, unexpected, innocent woman on the streets was just ridiculous to me. And we know that that's just the short stick of what's to come. People are going to die because you wanted to birth this thing and know what he wanted. And you got these powers to do what? Light the fire in the house and cut off the lights at the whim of your hand? What are you doing with this power? Like, what is it's just, I don't see the ends justifying the means, and I don't know where we're going to go with this story for me to care enough.
I feel you on that right there. Ash, do you think that exactly what we were just talking about, do you think Rowan's quick journey through motherhood really had an influence on young Lasher, or is he just predestined to be who he is no matter what she tries to teach him? I don't think they gave it enough time. I think that I'm on the same side as Tyra, that it would have been better if they had let this not grow so fast and maybe had a progression, and to really see if he was savable in a sense, if he had the right influence. But I don't know. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is where, again, the story gets convoluted for me, right? Because I thought season 1 would have been setting up this idea of like steam heat, right? That Lasher's supposed to radiate to draw all of these women in the family to do his bidding and his will, right? But we never got that. It never gave that, from the way he looks to the way he acts. There was nothing he ever did to Rowan except betray her. And so in my mind, there's no reason I'm embarking on this with you. There's no reason I'm going down the primrose path with Lasher anywhere. And so when we get here and we see baby Lasher, that's another thing to me that gets convoluted, because there's no back and forth. There's no I guess, intrigue or mystery for me with who he's going to be. They try to approach it when he's talking to the black auntie, or even when he's running back in with this lifeless Mayfair woman, right? But Lasher is Lasher. He's literally just the manifestation in the physical of this familiar spirit who's been around for thousands of years or millennia or whatever. So we know Lasher's going to Lasher, and he's going to be that. I don't even know what the point of this was, honestly. If you're not going to explore that and really give him some depth and dimension, at least in these formative years, to make us think something different, you don't do that in one episode. That's where they kind of lost me, because again, they try to give you a piece of that. Oh, well, I don't want to tell Rowan, she won't understand. You're Lasher. You're fully realized. You didn't have no teeth and you were calling her Rowan. We know that you are fully Lasher. And so I don't know why we're even playing this game of it will he, won't he, is there a potential for him to be saved? Is there not? And all Rowan can do is think about her powers. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so dumb to me, because I think it's a missed opportunity. I think the story in and of itself could be good. But yeah, baby,
it was no story. Even in these
Rowan
states, at multiple times as a child, he tried to attack her. Like, what are we doing?
He did that. I didn't get the picture of the one where he had pushed her down when he wanted, I forgot what he was trying to get, but yeah. This little joke, when he threw that cup down just for no reason, I said, oh, we going through the terrible 3 days old. I get it. I see. But no, I would have had to, I just don't, and I don't understand why you would want to give birth to a demon and think that it's going to have a different result. And I would have much rather have been left on a will he, won't he type of thing. Is there any type of redemption for him? Could there be a different possibility? But when he grew up so quick, I was like, well, that's out the window. Quana, thoughts on the demon growth of baby Lasher?
On Twitter, I said, not this baby just said her name and now he over here throwing a tantrum. Oh no, I would have been like Issa Rae, F them kids, just drop kick them. It's so bizarre to me because Rowan keeps trying to be the intellectual that she's supposed to be, and yet the weirdness of Lasher kind of being all things to them, like lover, baby. It's like the full on Oedipus complex going on here. It's and then when he got a little older and he was really like trying to almost like kind of fill up, I was like, oh no, oh why is he trying to fill up on her? Oh stop, this. It was too much. It was too many things. I do think that they should have slowed down the pace because it was given Renesmee, from Twilight.
I knew somebody was gonna say it.
It was, especially when he said Rowan. I was like, oh no, not the Renesmee CGI baby talking. What is happening? I was so weirded out. I think even if they had done some kind of like sped up, and the first episode was him from like infancy to young child kind of, and then we got to see the next episode elevated, and now he's a young teenager going from like a younger kid to a teen, and we ended kind of, and we could still end maybe with like where we did in episode 1 in terms of his growth, but kind of at least gotten 2 episodes of that. It would have really built the story up, because then we could have spent some time really trying to understand Rowan's motivations and why she is, maybe there could be something there to understand why she's on the fence about whether he's still good or bad or what have you, because it seems like she's still on the fence, but her interactions with him in this short amount of time should prove to her that he is still evil, he's still Lasher, he's still is this evil entity. But if she spent time with him, we could understand like that motherly attachment. It's really hard to grasp that when she's literally only been with him for 3 days of time. That's like, well, girl, I mean, I'm so sorry. Like, let that go. Do something. And then I would have kind of liked to have seen his interactions with the family a little bit more, because we really only got the one interaction, and that was really it. So I would have liked for them to just like pace this out a little bit more, so that by the time we get to the end of episode 2, now we're ready for Lasher is grown and he's ready to go cause some, havoc and mayhem. I would have liked that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that idea. See, thoughts on the little demon baby?
This was their chance to recast Lasher, but they didn't take the opportunity.
Oh yes,
this was the opportunity to take it, and they refused. And we back with the same Lasher.
Lasher.
Rowan's first mistake this season was bringing this demon baby back to the haunted house that is the Mayfair Witches house. Why would you bring this demon spawn back to the source, like the scene of the crime? This is like all this spooky stuff going on in this house. Why would you bring him back to this house and not back to wherever it is you were before, California, wherever the heck she was at before? Secondly, I don't know how long it takes for the motherly instinct to kick in. I'm not a mother, but I would assume it's a little more than the 2.5 days we got before we started seeing the signs that this is a demon baby. She should have did what the ghost lady was telling her to do. Look, it's not a sin to take out the devil, girl. She should have took the baby out, but she didn't do it. And I thought it was interesting. The only section of his 6-day lifespan that I thought that there was like some kind of area for growth. There was like, okay, Willy Woney was when he was in that teenage era of Lasher. I was kind of getting like, I don't know if you guys are Star Wars fans, but that kind of Anakin Skywalker vibe. Like, it's like, is he evil? Is he not evil? He's looked like he's trying to be something, but then it's that weird energy where he want to kiss his mom. I was like, what's going on with that? But I felt like there could be potential where he wouldn't turn out the way that we all know he will eventually turn out. But yeah, seeing by the end of the episode, he back to original Lasher. I was just like, bruh.
They couldn't even be subtle for 5 minutes. See, like, just let us think that maybe there's a possibility, because we know deep down or maybe something seething underneath to where Rowan, you know, it don't take much for her. She's already dumb to be like, you know what, you see, like, look at him, he's making progress. And then, you know, he gives, we turn the camera and he gives us an omen smile, like, give us something. Like, we didn't need all of this in this one episode. It was too much.
Let us wonder.
You just made me so mad because with me, I was not thinking about the opportunity to recast. And now I am pissed off because I'm like, daggone it,
why we got all these sexy mofos and interview with them? Everybody sexy, everybody look good.
That would have been so amazing. And they could have there could be a new Lasher every season. It could be like regenerate like Doctor Who. I like that. Doctor Who. We need to call the network and get them on that. That would have been the best.
Could have had Cyprien have a real reason to snap because this little boy, like he kind of looks like me. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, this is my son. Like, no, it's just old ass Lasher. I don't get it.
My question, I know before we move on, Rowan was pregnant before she slept with Lasher. So I was assuming that it was Cyprien's baby. So did Lasher like scoop out the baby, the fetus during intercourse and replace it?
Girl, I watched that so many times trying to figure that out. Go ahead, Ashley.
I was just gonna say he was a disembodied spirit. Like every time Lasher was intimate with one of these people, he had to have a human whatever, right? That's why Cortland is Rowan's father. But like, yeah, I think he just needed any sperm because I said, why is this baby clear? I asked Tyra that earlier. I said, why? What happened? Like, if it's biracial.
Pump the brakes for just a second because we didn't talk about season 1. And am I tripping when she was on that airplane? And she was like in her mama's head or whatever. And it was Lasher and the mama, but she was feeling, I was like, oh no.
Gross. He'd have made his way through the whole family.
Yep. That doggone Lasher. But yeah, let me see where we at. Oh, okay. I got a would you rather for y'all. So you are a teenage Mayfair witch. Tyra, I'm sorry with you. Would you rather babysit this terrible 3-day-old Lasher, or would you rather go on a date with the awkward teenage Lasher? Which one you doing?
First, I'm gonna take the 3-year-old. I ain't got time to be trying to fight off Jeffrey Dahmer over here. That ain't nobody. That's no. I'm not doing that. That little silent killer that's gonna creep up. That was my issue with her. I was like, you're abiding time. You're getting him. He's aging like an old ass banana. We're gonna get to the point where he's gonna outweigh you. He's gonna be able to take you down. This is the opportunity to level the playing field and take him out. Like, if she takes him out, does that just negate all the power that he gave her?
Now that part I don't know, but that would be the interesting part, and that's probably what she's thinking about. I really feel like deep down inside, Rowan is just really power hungry, and that it has more to do with the power than it has to do with anything else. Like, she really wanted it.
Those scenes last season where Lasher was like, this is, it's gonna, if you want it, like, we're intertwined. There are moments where he is manipulating her clearly, but a lot of this is just her. She does want that power. I think we see that later on when she's at the hospital. She likes the idea of, I'm such a good person. Look at me doing good deeds out here. Like, I could just run this whole little, no ma'am. No, I'm gonna go with 3-year-old because at least that way, boy, get in there. This one here, yeah, she barely made it out of that room with him in that little ugly suit. So where the hell did they get this old ass suit from?
Okay, because that suit was not giving nothing. See, who you going with? You babysitting the 3-day-old Lasher, or are you gonna get out here and date this teenage Lasher?
Oh, hell no. I'm mad because he definitely got the suit from her in the picture. She definitely that's her first husband, Carl's rest in peace. That's his suit looking like. But I'm definitely babysitting the 3-year-old for 3 because the other one about to, date rape me as soon as I take a nap. No, thank you. So, and we still don't really know the real story behind the mysterious death of old girl. She said that she had like an aneurysm or something. We don't really know. We don't know what happened.
She said she hemorrhaged. I said, you need to stop lying, Rowan.
Right.
Like, stop lying. Don't make sense at all. Okay. Ash, which one you going with?
Yeah, and that lady was a Mayfair too, so there are witches in that family. So she probably had a reaction to him. Yeah, I'm not messing with him. I'm not messing with him in his seersucker or whatever kind of, I don't even know, window pane suit. I'm not going over there. We're gonna stick with a 3-year-old, and I'm gonna lock them in one of them rooms, just how they had Sip locked in that house last season. Let you figure that out over there. That's the only way it could be. But even the 3-year-old was bad. He was like, "Give me more milk, Rowan. What are you doing, Rowan? Give me milk." I was like, "You little demon seed." But the 3-year-old, because I can take the 3-year-old, and that's my thing. She should have threw him in the fireplace the first day. Why are we even waiting 3 days to see what he's gonna evolve into? We know who Lasher is.
Measuring him, taking notes. She want to be a doctor so bad.
Okay.
I just can't, girl. You're not a real doctor. She always
Worked 2 days, a whole of 2 days last season. Now she want to be a doctor. Chick ain't never worked.
Never.
Okay.
Ain't clocked in.
Girl. Quana, you taking 3-day-old Lasher, or are you going with the teenage one?
I'm going with 3-day-old Lasher, and look, we putting some Benadryl in that sippy cup or something.
I know that's right.
Like, and did y'all see all that daggone milk she had on the counter? I said, "Oh no, ma'am, no, ma'am, you don't got nobody helping you." I understand. I've been there. Ooh, child. I would have put some Benadryl in that sippy cup and left him right up in that house by himself.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about a couple of the characters that kind of came through. We have I'm sorry, not Sip. We got JoJo, right? We have JoJo. We know that she's Cortland's daughter. In this particular episode, Rowan wants to go back into the real world, is what I'm going to call it, because Rowan really thinks that she's like a mom, and I'm going to have this job, and I'm going to be a mama to baby Lash. Like, she's really like buying into this whole situation or whatnot. What are your first impressions of JoJo, and what side of this do you really see her on? Because I feel like everybody has this, I don't trust nobody, but at the same time, we know some of them are for the good, and some of them are, because some of them really are rocking with Lasher, and then some of them are kind of just here, and some of them don't know what the hell they want. They just are going with family lineage, and this is the way it is per se. But as far as JoJo is concerned, Tyra, what are your first kind of impressions of her, and do you see her being a hinder or a help to Rowan? Like, is she friend or foe when it all boils down?
Girl, her name is Dolly Jean. Okay, I didn't know that.
Something like that. I think it's right.
JoJo Mayfair, I don't trust none of these witches walking all this. They have been bound and tied to this allure, this family tradition for so long when it comes to Lasher, that there's no telling what any of them will do. JoJo has been underneath her dad, her sick dad, for, however long. And it's all good now that, he's out of the picture. No one knows where he is. What's going to happen when we find out that he's been kept, what is he, in the basement, and he's been Medusa, for right now? He's turned into stone. Like, what's going to happen when he's out? Like, you're going to have to choose a side. You mean tell me she going to choose Rowan, who she's known for all of 7 minutes? She's not. I think it's going to be something where Rowan's, I trusted you. Shut up, Rowan. Shut up. At this point, Rowan should know better than to trust anybody in this family, what anybody has to say. Everybody has their own motives and their own thoughts process as far as what Lasher can or can't do, and it's all about what's going to benefit them in the long run. And another thing is, we have these characters here, but they aren't really fully fleshed out for me to be invested in any of them. Mm-hmm. Like, JoJo is very prominent in that first season, but what do we know about her? Yeah. They need to do more distinction. We kind of know, but what is the length of her power? How far does that go? Like, it's just they're kind of just here. They're just here, and they just kind of pop up at the house, but nobody is really serving a full purpose for me to interpret, this is a character that I'm really following. Normally, when I dislike the main character, I will try to latch on to the surrounding characters. There's nobody for me to latch on to at this moment. Mm-hmm. Dolly Jean, they better do something with Viv, sister. Do something with her now.
Yeah, because that's what she look like.
No, this is a sister from the...
It's a real sister?
Yeah, you remember the baby sister?
Yeah, from Witch Duty. She just looks older. That is her. Okay, that is her. I didn't even. I kept saying, "Man, she looks so familiar," but I can't recall where it is. So I was just like,
"She pop out and go divas."
See, that's it. I didn't even make that connection, because all I kept thinking about was her playing Tituba in The Crucible.
Mm.
I was like, maybe they're gonna tie in that character, since that character was supposed to be a witch from Barbados. I was like, maybe they're gonna kind of make a connection there.
Yeah,
But
I ain't never seen the Crucibles, but yeah, okay. That's what's up. Ash, any thoughts on Dolly Jean, JoJo? Like, because Tyra's right in the fact that nobody's really making a connection. I haven't figured out exactly what Dolly Jean does.
Baby, okay, so here's the thing. Dolly Jean is one of my favorites. Dolly Jean is one of my favorites because I know she finna come out her bag at some point. Dolly Jean been plotting her whole life because she probably not treated like equally to the rest of the Mayfairs because she's black. So I think there's going to be more to discover and unfold with Dolly Jean. I'm holding out hope. She's always the whisperer. You know what I mean? Like she's the queen of whispers. It's don't tell Rowan then, okay? Or let's just watch and see what Rowan does. And then we're, behind the scenes plotting. I'm excited. I hope they do something amazing with their character, but I'm not holding my breath. JoJo, we can't trust her. If we're going to go by what I'm just deducing, right? I haven't read any of these books over here, but if I want to make my mind believe, because I did watch after the special, right? Julian, who's Cortland's father, gave himself to Lasher unapologetically, any which way Lasher wanted him, he gave it to him, right? We see Cortland with that same sick deference to Lasher. And so I'm under no illusions that JoJo's the same way. As soon as her daddy gets taken out of that pile of salt or wherever he is right now, she will be back to do his bidding. Believe me, JoJo, we can't trust JoJo as far as we can throw her. It sounded cute. Oh, I'll be by your side. Yeah, I'll give you privilege at the hospital, Rowan. This is all for a season and a purpose. When her daddy beckons, JoJo gonna be right there. She don't give a damn. Her daddy is a rapist. She doesn't care. Watch. JoJo can't be trusted.
Baby, we don't want none of that. Get out of here.
I didn't even see what it was.
That's over on Kick. That's on Kick. I've been streaming everywhere, y'all. We trying to.
Okay. I see it. Okay, that's what's up. I want to switch gears and I want to jump into Cyprien, Quana. Kind of give me your overall thoughts of it. We know he a simp. We know that he does the absolute most. I actually feel sorry for Cyprien. I shouldn't, but at the same time, I do, because I was like, oh, okay, we got the black man in here. And then I was like, damn. I said, they got together. I think I asked one of y'all, I was like, was that real? Did I miss something? I thought it was a dream. I was like, why did we have to go immediately and get in this whole situationship with Rowan? And now, we got her pregnant, quote unquote. And now we're out here trying to save her. And she don't want to be saved. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts over Cyprien, Quana?
I was over this character by the second episode, simply because we did not need a magical Negro figure, and that's what I kind of feel like he's giving. And he has his own set of powers. He could be so interesting, and yet it's literally just okay, if it was just like, this is my job and I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability because it's going to like elevate me and I take it seriously. But he became so invested in, I've got to save her by any means necessary, even to the detriment of myself and the people that I care about, that it just pissed me off. It felt like, first of all, I could tell that they ain't got no black people writing. Because I was just like, there was stuff that he was doing that I was just like, oh, come on, like put a little something on, put a little sauce on it, give me something to work with. Because he's a very handsome gentleman, and then he had the little gloves on. I was like, okay, boo-boo, give me a little Coleman Domingo moment with the gloves and whatnot. But just the whole, like, the idiocy of someone who should be trained in what he's doing, and all of that goes out the window in order to help save Rowan when, again, she don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Okay. Move on, baby. Move on and let it go. And he's going to end up getting himself killed, because even in this episode, he's sitting there and he's so worried about her and trying to be involved. And they're just like, yeah, no, we're not going to worry about that right now. And he's going to put himself in risk, and he's going to do something stupid, and he's going to die. I'm just calling it right now. I don't even know. I ain't watched the whole season. I'm just saying that's what's going to happen because he's being dumb.
Okay, no, I 100% agree. I was like, okay, because I feel like, anybody can go in any show, and I'm just like, Sip looked like he is a person that is they setting it up for him to go. And it's gonna be at the hands of him trying to save her in some way, form, or fashion, even though she clearly chose Lasher and this power over you and your little biracial baby. I'm just saying, it is what it is. But I do want to go back for 1 second. There's, we talk about Carlotta earlier, right, from the first season, right, and then we have Sip. There are some Sip is acting like, oh, I'm trying to save her, I'm trying to do this. But didn't Carlotta kind of do the same exact thing? Could you really say that these characters are doing the same exact thing, but for I don't want to say for they're for the greater good. Everybody loves that word, the greater good, right? Because I feel like these characters kind of overlap in a sense. Like she did this to Rowan because at the end he tells her, you got to make a choice. Either let the baby go, and then Rowan walks off with the baby, and it was the same thing that Carlotta did with Deidre. She took the baby and tried to go. So they have some similarities, but it feels like Carlotta, it felt like she was a devil, but it feels like Sip is like this savior.
Okay. To me, it felt like after knowing what we know, I feel like Carlotta had a plan. Like she ain't new to this, she true to this. She came in knowing the family, knowing that she had to do something dirty in order for the ultimate good. Cyprien comes in like he suddenly unexpectedly finds himself as like an important employee at the job when he didn't come in there thinking he was going to be important. He literally had the easiest thing. He just had to check in on old girl like every 6 months. Oh, y'all still in California? Okay, bet. Lasher's still in Louisiana. I don't got to do too much or nothing, right? Then suddenly she comes to Louisiana and he figured, oh, I actually got to do some work, right? I got to show up on site.
Put me in, coach.
So he doesn't seem as prepared as Carlotta, and he doesn't seem to be as, I don't know, even though Carlotta still didn't know too much of what she was doing, she knew what she wanted, right? She knew she wanted to kind of separate things between Lasher and the 13th witch or whatever. But he just seemed like he just trying to get his boo back, Rowan, and that's pretty much it. And it's like he's in over his head because he don't know what he's doing. He's so used to not doing nothing on the job. So
that is very true. That is very true. Tyra, in this episode, we see that Cyprien is kind of he's on the run from the Talamasca, basically. I mean, he's literally hiding from them. He's literally trying to work in the shadows and do whatever it is that he's trying to do. He was just irking me.
He got caught so fast too. Like he don't know what he's doing.
I'm like, dude, they done put a little purple powder, everything. I was like, dang, Sip, you didn't even really get to do much of anything. He even lets his sister down. Like his sister,
we ain't gonna mention that. We just ran it over with a car. We ain't revisited it at all. I don't know why we included that lady. EJ, I'm just disappointed in this character overall. It ain't got nothing to do with this man's acting or his capabilities. Like, I didn't trust this show or these writers with our black characters when we had that poor housemaid go down there and take the lashings from Lasher.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, I'm not trusting y'all walking with damn black character in this show. Like, the fact that this is so contemporary to where we could have something have so much levity like the other show and have this magical Negro trope and like deep embedded. This is like giving old school like Doc in The Shining, like the 80s. Like, you're going to die. It's not even like a self-serving, you know what, I'm going to act, maybe give a little docile sometimes. And I'm going to be, manipulating this thing to work in my old favor. Don't underestimate me. Have your powers work for your advantage to maybe use later, to maybe manipulate things. Like, it's just no. He is just walking blind every single time. And he doesn't have his own identity. He doesn't have his own mission. Like, it's just saving the world one white woman at a time. Like, is that all you have to do? Is that all you have to do in the show? Like, this is just so negative to me, and I don't like what this says. And anybody who wrote this on the paper, go to the hot place. Like, Cyprien needs some motivations outside of this lady, because from what I can see in the trailer, and I'm sure you have a slide from this episode, we have a new suitor being like, we are getting into the realm of people writing stuff like sunshine, rainbows, and unicorns comes out of somebody's coochie. And it's just, we need more than that to go off on as to why he would go on this tangent. This isn't his first rodeo. I mean, he's an elite employee. You know, he's been elite. You're one of my elites. He's been chosen. You have been on this job, you know, but for whatever reason, with old Rowan, it's just, oh my gosh, just, you know, it's like, oh, it's my first white woman. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I'm hoping that we don't go so tropey that he loses his life in the show in pursuit of her. I'm hoping he comes full circle, and it's just like, whoa, I didn't think Cyprien had that in him. He's been plotting this whole time. We kind of try to do that with the Bible and him, you know, give this to me, but we still give this. We're still trusting the same organization that'll blow our back out the moment that our head is turned, that'll, you know, blindly erase our memory along with our sister, and had like, it's just not that. Like, I wouldn't be trusting anybody. I would think with how the Talamasca is moving that he would be trying to, because clearly he's unhappy with the organization and how they're pursuing the situations, but he's still taking orders and he's still pursuing his own agenda of her for what? What did she do that was so fantastic with you? Like, what have you done with this man?
She did a slow grind.
Right.
With her arms up in the air.
What have you done with this man in 3 days that would solicit him taking you home to meet his mama? Oh, barbecue girl, please. Like, what did you do with this woman? You didn't do nothing with this woman. I hate this trope. I hate what they're doing with his character, and they better do something else quick. I'm sorry.
No, you're absolutely right, because he could be such a great character, especially with the power that he has. It could be used so differently, but you know, this is what we getting right now. I want to move to Moira. I had to put that on there because I needed to remember how to say it. Moira. Yeah, because so apparently, and I have the books, but I have not read them yet. I haven't actually got into reading them, but apparently she takes the place of a character that was supposed to be Mona, I guess, in the books. And so she's supposed to be like a play off of her for those of you that have maybe read the books. But this character right here was one that I felt like I might actually like. I felt like she might actually be somebody that could be interesting because she just come in with the no nonsense. She's like, I need to speak to Lasher, and it is what it is. You know, like, she doesn't care about all the stuff. She don't care about this lineage stuff. She don't care about what y'all talking about, this respect. Like, let me speak to Lasher because somebody got to answer for the reason why my sister is gone. He didn't show up. I need to speak to him. And then Rowan once again tries to protect that little demon thing. Once again tries to protect him. The way she didn't shake her hand, I wasn't mad at it. Ashley, what are your thoughts on Moira? And do you think that she is going to be angry enough to help the Talamasca?
I stand Moira, but I listened to that damn after show, and I know she and Rowan in some way, form, or fashion are going to work together at some point, which pisses me off. Moira, I stand her. I think that she's something that the show needs. I like her character. I like how she's the black sheep of the family. I liked seeing that dynamic at home with her mom. Like, why are you here? Like, we really don't want you here. You can tell she's the rebel. I think that in terms of powers, she's probably one of the most powerful in the family. I like that she reads minds. I think this has potential. But now here's the rub with the question, EJ, is that who is the Talamasca really working for at this point? We have been ran around in circles as far as who the Talamasca is, what their true motivations are. From my understanding, the Talamasca was an organization of silent observers. We're not getting involved. We're basically recording history of what's happening with the different supernatural entities. If things get wild, you know, they might, you know, have something with the elders. But all this action that they're taking is really wild to me. But I'm excited for Moira. I know she's going to end up partnering with somebody. And I think through her, we'll get some answers because she's not buying the hype. I want her to cuss Lasher out. I want her to cuss Rowan out really good, at least one time. But I'm excited about this character. I hope she does something
I know that's
special.
right. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about her. But speaking of the Talamasca, I want to shift gears right on into the Talamasca because the Talamasca is supposed to be, they're supposed to watch, they're supposed to observe and all these different things. In season 1, we saw that they wanted this prophecy to be uncovered. They wanted to quote unquote observe it. But now they're backtracking and they're saying, you know what, nah, now that he's in the flesh, now that, you know, he's come back, I think that this is gonna throw off the supernatural balance. And now they want Cyprien to go catch him. But like, you literally stopped him, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he stop him from going to get Rowan so that she wouldn't call Lasher in season 1? So like, what are we doing here? The Talamasca has me all confused and up in a roar because I'm like, what is your actual duty? What is your actual job? What are you supposed to be doing? And why do you keep interjecting yourself into these, you know, into these things if we're not going to actually balance things? And it also lets me know that they must know more than what they've told us, right? Because why all of a sudden are you scared of this shift when you weren't scared just a few seconds ago? It was very weird to me. Quana, what are your thoughts on the Talamasca and kind of how they're moving as we moved into season 2? It's like they're taking a different stance.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of them yet because I feel as though they have changed so much, and I don't know if that's a redirection because maybe there is something coming with, especially with the season 3 of Interview with the Vampire and them kind of having more presence there. So maybe they're trying to kind of like up the ante on what they can do so that when we see them later on, it'll make sense to us. It is interesting because I suspect, looking at other witchy type shows like this, that they're going to set them up to somehow be, you know, the big bad in opposition to whatever Rowan's got going on. So at some point, if they're trying to come in between Lasher's goals for world domination and Rowan is the one who actually has the power to stop it, that something that they will do will mess something up and cause chaos and havoc or whatever. But I do want to know more, I guess, backstory for the Talamasca, but then also just for everyone in this show, because I feel like this show moves so fast that we don't really know what's happening with some of these characters, especially because some of these characters have had powers and have known about their powers for some time. Mm-hmm. Like we're meeting Moira and she has all this ability that she's known about. So I want to know more about what this family really knows about their power and what the Talamasca knows.
Muted. Sorry about that. But yeah, exactly. I don't trust the Talamasca as far as I can throw them. I mean, I think that they're up to something, and I don't know if it's because they talked about, was it what was it? Not a council. It's like a council.
Elders.
Yeah, they talked about the elders. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so who are these elders? I really did get intrigued about the Talamasca because I was like, who are these elders? What's the real agenda? What's the real goal? What are we trying to do? See, do you think there is a bigger agenda that they're going to uncover later for us? Or do you think they just made a mistake in trying to allow this prophecy to come to fruition?
I hope that this show doesn't delve any more into the Talamasca. And I know it's hard to do that with Cyprien being part of that organization. But I think that this series is mishandling the Talamasca, and it's to its detriment, especially given that there's going to be a whole series on the Talamasca. Yeah. And less is more, because in Interview with the Vampire season 2, the Talamasca seems so much more formidable with the little bit that we got. Than everything that we've gotten from this first season and this episode of the Talamasca. It's doing the Talamasca a disservice being in this show so heavily. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Cyprien dies and that removes us from the Talamasca, so we can kind of get the feeling that, this is a capable organization. I'm intrigued again as to what their potential and potential is. But right now, they're ruining it. They're ruining it, unfortunately.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay. But I guess we shall see. Maybe they lean a little bit more into uncovering more of the stories behind all of these witches, because they have so many different characters, like the different witches and stuff. I mean, honestly, I would be interested in diving into a little bit more about them. I don't know.
EJ, just wait for the show. Okay. I think this show got too much dip on its chip We don't know when to be with Lasher, when to be with Rowan, I think it's too much and it makes it convoluted and confusing because this is not the same Talamasca that was rolling up. I can't remember that man's name that was rolling up on Daniel in that bar.
Oh yeah.
It's all very
Yeah.
secretive. Real Rashid and them, espionage, like go in the bathroom. It's very like low key. This Talamasca is loud as hell.
Right. Thank you.
I don't know. The mystery is ruined here, and I don't care for it. I would rather wait, like C said, for whatever show down the line. And what worries me is even thinking about them intertwining these universes. Please keep this mess separate. Keep this mess separate. Don't ruin a good time. Don't take this over there to them people's house. It just it's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same.
That is what always happens when they try to do these universes is one show will be really, really good and strong in how it handles things, and it'll cross over into the other show and it'll be a hot mess.
Yeah. So let's talk about the sort of when we get towards the end of the episode, we see that teenage awkward Lasher, he sneaks out like teenagers do, right? He sneaks out, he goes out, meets this girl, and he's drawn to this specific girl who we are later going to find out is a Mayfair. And if you've done any or looked at any of the trailers, you know that Lasher is about to lose his freaking mind and that Rowan has opened up a whole can of worms when it comes to Lasher and basically put him onto her entire family, basically. But he brings in this girl. I don't even know if Rowan even knows that this is a Mayfair, but being that she's coming in, can somebody explain? Because I don't know, real quick, did they put anything up to shield other people out of the house that only Mayfairs could come in? Because I remember Cyprien saying something about he couldn't get into the house.
Yeah, she warded the house. But it seems like it's not for maybe specific members of the family because Auntie, what's her name, was getting in, Lasher getting in, well, at least this version of Lasher. So maybe she warded against certain individuals.
Okay, because I was starting to think, does Rowan even know that this particular child is a Mayfair witch? I was like, maybe, because I didn't know if she had warded the house from just everybody unless you were of Mayfair blood or something like that.
No.
Very girl, I don't know.
I was hoping this was just some random lady. You mean to tell me in every 5-block radius it's just a damn Mayfair witch on the corner?
I guess so. They chilling. He said he was smelling that hair, and I mean it was just so awkward and weird. And then he comes back in, and he has his blood on him, and she's like she hemorrhaged. But I was like, Rowan, you know that he unalived her. I don't know how. But
Shout
he
out to the
did.
children. I love the children. None of them children. Them children weren't even attractive. Teenage Lasser it was nothing attractive. Like, why are you letting this thing sniff your hair? Like, everybody's just so unappealing. Like, you got that dark hair. Oh, it's just. I didn't get it, but I was like, why is this? I thought it was be a random no. And I guess I would be explaining why he was able to bring her in the house in the first. Whatever. Like, I was hoping that this was. So you mean to tell me that it's just an abundance of Mayfair witches just out and about?
Girl, they just out there.
The Mayfair family is huge.
They is out in them streets. So that is my question here is basically, what are your thoughts just on the ending scene itself? Him coming in here, the thought process of Rowan just completely disregarding what's actually happening. We see her get super emotional, and then we see her go and actually get rid of the body. Now we're actually covering up for Lasher. Just kind of want some final thoughts on that scene. Start with you, Tyra, then Ashley, then Quana, then C.
I think this said a whole lot about Rowan's character. Rowan is over there with the like Norma Bates of the world. Like, she's over there. These people who uplift their little trash sons. Like, I'm hot the body. Like, she's screaming and oh my God, like, no, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Like, this is, I'm inching towards Rowan, doing a doozy or something, and her being not just a bad character, but she keeps putting on, like, we have that moment of her visiting the little girl in the hospital, and it's like that I can, that savior complex, or her wanting to use these powers for good, even when she tells him, you're here to be good and do good things. Like, girl, shut up. Who are you telling this lie to? And I think she's telling it to herself. I think she wants to believe deep down that she's a good person, and maybe she's not. Maybe she's nefarious. Maybe she, maybe she's a nasty being. We don't know. But yeah, that was your solution? That was your solution, to go and use that power that's been bestowed upon you to sink that lady's body, that family member's body. Like, yeah, I think she wants to know so badly what he wants, so she can get into what she really wants. I don't think she wants to give up this power, and that's why he's able to run around and do these things. I don't like Rowan, and I'm not gonna like her in the future. I just want to find somebody to like. That's all.
I know, right? That's what I said. It might be Moira for me. I just got to see how she gonna go. But now Ashley got me scared. Now, Ashley,
Yeah, Rowan is an idiot. You locked that demon seed in a basement, knowing there's windows down there. I said she want him to get out. She want him to be free. She want him to wreak havoc. She want him to unalive all the other Mayfairs. Rowan don't give a damn about anything else but Rowan. Let's be very clear. She is one of the most selfish characters that I've seen in this universe yet. As far as Lasher, it only gets worse from here because, I mean, let's think about it. He's been a disembodied spirit or familiar spirit, whatever you want to call it, for, again, I don't even know how long, thousands of years, hundreds of years. He is going to live out every sick, weird situation he had in the spirit world in the natural. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. The blood is going to run in the streets of damn New Orleans, and she's going to be in the lab with this damn geneticist slow humping at some point. I just know it. Rowan is only moved by her own desires, her own will, because at this point, Lasher's a grown-ass man. He's out there with a beer belly. He's going to be running amok, and she is going to be up under that little geneticist when he comes to New Orleans. There is no, listen, there is no steam heat here. There is no intrigue. There is not even any mystery. I just already feel like I know what the end is going to be. He's supposed to unleash this new world and give all these people it. And that's my other thing. And then I'm off my soapbox, I promise, EJ, and I'm done. Do the writers, creators, showrunners want us to be as dumb as Rowan?
I think so.
Because my thing is, Lasher has done nothing but talk about how his own desire and plan for the world is going to be fulfilled through them. And I'm like, were we ever under any delusion that he really served your family? He didn't serve anything but himself. And I'm done. I'm over it. I just do better, y'all. I hope it gets better.
She's a bad person. And we saw that. I think we see that even with the little geneticist. And he's like, yeah, you know, your dog. Like, how old is it? What is he, 7 now? No, he's 12. Oh, yeah, if you could just run these tests real quick. I need a favor. Like, she does not care. She does not care. We saw her. We keep seeing her relationship, or these disconnect that she has with man. I guess Synth thought he was special. Whatever. Like, she's very selfish and self-serving. And I think it's going to be that way even at the, dismay of her fellow witch family child. She just met them people. She don't have no stock in these people.
But she's been selfish since we met this character, though, if you really think about it. And then she always kind of disguises it in this little nice, nasty type of thing, per se. I don't know if I want to say nasty, but it's just always disguised in this really, really nice thing. But it's really, really selfish. Even when she wanted her mom to get into that program, even though she chose the ladder of not taking somebody else out, I honestly thought she was going to kick somebody else out. I ain't gonna lie to you. But Quana, your thoughts on the ending scene?
All I kept thinking was it just made me think of like a blend between like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Charmed. Like we're gonna get some type of, hear me out. So like, with Buffy, they had all the Slayers when we get to the end. And I'm just thinking, when I saw that he pulled that driver's license out and it said Mayfair, I said he's going to be drawn to the scent of Mayfair's because he's trying to kind of like crave that. He's going to be killing these women, and somehow it's going to like make him stronger, and then make him, kind of match up against Rowan, and they're going to have like the final battle after he's killed these slew of girls across the city. They're going to all have like a tenth of Mayfair blood. And that's immediately what came to mind. But I will say, I do hope we get to spend more time, because as much as I don't like Rowan right now because she's stupid, I want to see her spend more time with her family, because the show is called Mayfair Witches. I want to see their powers. I want to see them like work together and use their powers together, because I'm sure that they could be stronger and be more dominate more with using their powers together. So I want to see them show that. It just seems like it's so rushed with like a lack of interest. Like you just met Moira, and then JoJo's like, "Oh yeah, her power is tragic." He's like, "Oh, I could think it could be interesting." Yeah, like work together, do something.
Okay. Okay. Anything but something. Okay. Something.
Just
Okay, see.
Just really quickly, I feel that Lasher is just going to try to make his way through the Mayfair Witches, like he's collecting Infinity Stones, like he's trying to like maybe suction out their powers in some way, because he has no powers now. It's all in his mom. So maybe if he kill enough Mayfairs, he want to get a little gift here, a little gift there, he want to accumulate some powers. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm really interested to see. For someone in the comments said that someone from the interview from the Vampire series may make appearance in this.
Please don't.
And I'm like, who could it be? It damn sure ain't about to be Lestat, because he is too ghetto over there.
It's gonna be Daniel.
See, I'm thinking it could be the real Rashid, because isn't he like secretly in the Talamasca? It's not gonna be my baby.
Like, what strong presence that real Rashid? But first of all, make my dry martini. Like real Rashid rarely said a word, so I don't know what he could bring.
Which is exactly why he's gonna show up, because Louis ain't coming. Louis ain't coming.
I better not come.
They don't need to come. Don't nobody need to go over there to taint what we love so much. Stay where you belong, please.
Sam works for the Talamasca. He's gonna be here. He's in the trailer. Sam is there, and another vampire.
Oh,
Sam.
Oh yeah, I forgot he worked for the Sam. He did work for the Talamasca.
Sam, the goofy one from the theater,
the DJ.
Yeah,
cleaning up the condoms.
Yes. Oh, I forgot about him.
I mean, I'll take that. Sam wasn't, a main attraction. He was back there holding.
You were talking about the actor Sam Reed. I was about to be like, I know they can't afford I know they can't afford the stat.
Sam. And there's another vampire. I saw two vampires. I saw a female vampire and Sam. So we're gonna see some other supernatural
vampires. They need to add the sexiness up to this show quickly, because
talk about
it's just dry.
It's not. I mean, you're gonna get to see Rowan humping that genetic man.
Thank you. His little body, little man.
Not attractive. Not attractive.
Listen, they gonna have to get some eye candy up in here, because I think another thing is that it's hard to come from Interview with the Vampire, and I hate to keep harping on it, but it is what it is. This is supposed to be part of the Immortal Universe, right? And it's just hard to come from that, and then you get to this, and you're like, and you're just underwhelmed by it. And I love a good witch story. Like, I love fantasy stuff. I love anything that has witches and stuff like that in it. So I was excited about this, but I don't know. We gonna see.
The witch is not even sexy. I mean, no offense to
a whole bunch of old lady witches. No offense.
Yes, nobody's sexy. Get Megan Thee Stallion or somebody to guest appear on it.
Not Megan.
Oh, that would be interesting. Twerking.
Somebody giving steam heat or something. We know Anne Rice liked the smecks, and I just don't. It's not oozing none of it over here.
I don't know. They claim it's supposed to be super dark, but I mean, we could still like Rowan and that whole slow rock, because she just be throwing her. I'm like, stop, Rowan, stop. We don't want to see that no more.
I just don't like it, because when it's a universal situation and it's the men, everything be clicking. Even back in the day on the CW, when they was doing stuff like Supernatural or the originals, like they be fine. The Penny Dreadfuls of the world, like then you come here where it's female centered, and all of a sudden we don't know what to do. Stuff was better watching Buffy and Angel and Charm back in the day. Like, what is this?
They should have
next there.
Right, the forbidden
you
sex.
Really messing me up, because after you said about them, they could have regenerated that man into somebody else. And now I'm thinking we could have got Rome. What is Rome's last name? Flynn, Rome Flynn, or just somebody. Somebody cute.
A little biracial. It would have been like, the limit would have been.
That would have been perfect.
I'm not taking after stuff like American Horror Story, The Coven with the witches. That was everything. You can't tell me
The Coven was the best one that they ever did.
It really was.
No,
I don't even think I looked at it anymore after that. I think I tried, and now I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, the first 3 seasons were the best.
It was good.
And
Now
then
we
after
know what
that,
to do.
it was over. But anyway, y'all, I mean, that's all I have for. I really wanted to travel back. And since we didn't really get to discuss season one, and I know everybody's coming off of a high of that, I kind of wanted to integrate that in here. And I really felt like we stayed in one place this entire time on this first episode. So hopefully, as we go into episode 2, hopefully we get a little bit more and we can, dig a little bit deeper and, get some stuff out of it. We shall see. But anyway, let's go down and let's do final thoughts, and then tell me what you got going on your channel. We're gonna start with you, C.
Final thoughts. I'm here for the trash. I like to see a good dumpster fire, so I'm here for it. On my channel, I'm going to be releasing like my reactions to watching the first season. So that might drop tomorrow. I've recorded myself watching it, so we'll see. Check my channel out for that. I'm also going to be talking about Invincible coming up next month. And at the end of this month, I'm going to be discussing with a couple of my book review girlies, A Sweet Far Thing by Libba Bray. And also have something coming up later with books in the comic books and her. Check her out. Check out her channel. But yeah, that's what's going on with me.
Hey, awesome. Okay. I love a good book. I go come over there and check out the book. I love a good book situation. Wanda.
What is going on with my channel? Chaos, mess. No, I'm gonna drop a final thoughts on season 1 because I did drop episode 1 and 2 kind of recaps. I'm gonna do the rest of season 1. I'm also going to be covering oh my gosh, On Call, possibly from Amazon Prime. And I've got a bunch of movies that I'm supposed to be seeing. So I'll be dropping reviews for a lot of things. Hopefully one of them days. So hopefully that is like my most anticipated movie of the month. I really want to see Keke Palmer and SZA do their thing. So I'll be dropping a bunch of movie reviews.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's what's up. Well, if you guys are not subscribed to their channels already, make sure that you go and subscribe. We got books, we got movie reviews, we got all sorts of things. We got reactions coming. Ashley, what you got going on, boo? And what are your final thoughts over season? Even though I feel like we got a word from you today. We got a word from you. What are your final thoughts though? And what you got going on?
Do better. just do better. Give me more of the supernatural. Give me more excitement. Give me a thrill, and tell a story this season, please. And let's streamline it. Let's rope it in. Okay, I don't know what they're trying to do, but because when you watch the after show, they really think they ate. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, we did our big one with this. No, you didn't. So do better. On the channel, be on the lookout for my Missing You review. I did a full review earlier today. I just have to edit, so that should be up tonight. Tomorrow we will be doing the Missing You live, the Harlan Coben Missing You Netflix limited series. On Wednesday we're going to be talking Natalia Grace. You guys, tonight I will be hopping off of this and going to watch Natalia Grace. So my upload will be up tomorrow. Our live will probably be Wednesday, and then Married at First Sight is back on Thursday, and we'll be here on Friday for a Feynman live. Okay, and then I believe this is Tyra's watch along for the members only on Saturday. It's action-packed week. We are back in full effect for 2025. So please just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have your notification bell.
Absolutely. All the things that Ash said, do all the things. Tyra, hey, final thoughts and what you got going on?
I really don't like this show. I really don't like this show. Like, the waste of space. So many good things got canceled this past year. Y'all bring us to season 2 of this. Like, I don't know. Something happened. There's a disconnect with the actors, a disconnect with the storyline, a disconnect with the budget, because they sure ain't got their budget that they had over there across the streets. But maybe it'll come along. I'll see. I'm not getting my hopes up. Yeah, everything that Ashley said. Be on the lookout this week. We will be here pretty much every single day this week. On your screen. So hit the like button. Run the phones. I know what to do. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Final thoughts from me. I'm just hoping that it gets better as we progress into it. I really want to like the show because I really want to read the book. And I know that if the show doesn't get better, I'm just going to have wasted all of my Audible credits, and that is not cool. So, with that being said, let's just hope that we do something to make me want to go, to watch. I wish I had waited, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Instead of downloading them and using my credits, I could have saved them.
You downloaded? Wait, you downloaded this?
The book, because I was like, everybody's like, the book was so great. So I was like, I really want to immerse myself into this world, and so I was like, let me go read it.
EJ. Maybe you'll give some validity to the concepts and what they're maybe trying to do but not hitting the mark. Maybe, that'll make everything make sense.
I don't know, because it might just tick me off if it get into it and it's really, really good. And then this stays where it's at, that just might do it for me. So I don't know. I might need to wait. And then I'll start crossing stuff over, and then we'll be like, what the hell? That didn't even happen. I was like, oh, my bad. That was in the book. But yeah, as far as on my channel, the Family Business New Orleans comes back out on the 23rd. So I'll definitely have a lot of conversations around that. And y'all know everything that Ashley said that we got going on, I'll be right here. And then tonight, Candy and I will talk about Married to Medicine. And that's pretty much all I have going on. I want to thank everybody for coming out. We appreciate everybody showing up. I know a lot of people said that they didn't really get a chance to watch the show or didn't finish up the season or whatnot, but we appreciate you guys always showing up, even if you haven't seen it, just coming to listen to what we have to say. Appreciate our lovely guests today, all the perspectives that we had here. And listen, we can't wait to, see what we're going to do next week with this. But meanwhile, y'all, every Saturday we do our watch along. If you are a member, you know how it goes down. We've done plenty of these at this point, and it's always interesting. If you missed last week, though, you missed the treat, because Ashley had like one of the best movies. I loved it. I really, really did. But this week, we're about to get a little funny in. We're about to get a little comedy in, and I'm going to go ahead and play what we going to watch, and then we'll go ahead and drop that outro, and we're about to get up out of here, y'all.
Brother, you look mighty healthy to need healing. What can possibly be your problem? His mind is filled with lunacy. Have mercy on his soul. Now sit down before I put this glove on your ass.
Down, Daddy. Leroy didn't mean any harm.
Get out!
A black cloud hangs over our field. Lasher's been born.
My bad, y'all. That was the wrong click. Anyway, y'all, we're about to get up out of here. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Good
Cloud hangs